Welcome back to the Onyx tutorial. Today we're gonna play around with effects. So, just in case you don't have a board like me, here's a little menu that emulates a board. It has all of your buttons. So, let's select our LED tape as an example. Actually, no, let's do something that can move. So let's select our washes. Now, let's make a scene. So let's make them hot pink. Set their intensity at full. Make them aim down, and let's set their zoom to narrow. This 2D plan doesn't visualize zoom, which is kind of sad, but who knows, maybe they'll do it in the future. So whenever you do an effect, you select the thing you want to do an effect with. So let's say we're doing an effect with blue, and we'd click effects. But let's start with intensity. So intensity, then effects. And a little trick you can do is start your effects at center. So let's put that at center. Make sure intensity is selected. So your swing is basically how much the effect is going to change the parameter. So let's set it to 100%, which means at 100, or when you have it at half, it's going to move it all the way along the thing, along the value. So if we set it, if we set it to 50, it'll go 50% across. So this would go to about right there. It would go down to 25, then up to 75. So let's set it back to 100, and let's set our speed, which is how fast it'll happen. So if we set this up really fast, this will happen. So let's set it to about 75. Now we can make it go backwards, which won't be helpful until we get to the effects timing, but let's just set it to forward. We can have it where it only goes up, so it'll go from 50 to 100, down, so it'll go from 50 to 0. We can set it to snap. This does basically nothing. I haven't really found a use for this. Same thing here. We can make it another type of snap. We can make it do this, and it'll just base it off that. So let's put it back to here. And effects timing is how it spreads the effect over the fixture. So wave will kind of wave it across. Step will go fixture by fixture. So there's 10 fixtures, so let's set our step to 10. So it's going to do the effect over 10 fixtures, and it's going to step over them. Or we could do wave, which would wave it across. So if we set this to 5, it would do this. It's going to go 2 by 2, because it's 10 divided by 5. Then if we go to 2, it's going to count like that. So let's set it to 10. Let's slow it down a little. Now let's get some pan and tilt effects. So pan and tilt are a combined effect. So let's put it at center, just because you always want to keep stuff at center. Well, you don't have to, but it's helpful. So let's get 50%, and let's set our speed. So now we have them moving. Set it to 100. But 50% looks good in the 2D plan. But it might look better at 100 on the actual fixtures. So let's step that, or not step it, but set its effects timing. And boom, we have a really cool effect. We can set it to be a circle, where it'll move in a circle. But let's just leave it on this. So now we have a pretty cool looking effect. But what would be even cooler, that voice was necessary, would be if we got some color. So let's set this at 50. Get it going pretty fast. Let's make it go backwards, and let's wave it. Now look at this cool effect we have. Now we could have this going in a circle. Oh, that looks pretty cool actually. Then we can have our spots. Intensity full. Pan and tilt. Now let's do a complicated effect. Let's put our intensity at 0, go to effects, make it go up 200%, so that'd be the whole way up. Let's set our intensity up high, and then grouping is where you can change the order. So we can set this to random, set our effects timing, and effects timing will work in the order that you have it selected. So if I do this, it'll essentially randomly flash. So we can make that go fast. We can set our color. What should it be? Orange. Let's make our LED tape have some effects on the color. Let's make it kind of like fading magenta to white. have that going fast. And boom, look at this cool effect we've made. So, that is the basics of effects. Thanks for watching.